Hello, welcome to the APO Productivity Talk. I'm Zainuri from the Secretariat, and today we will discuss on the accreditation, certification, and how it's linked to the productivity enhancement. This is an experience sharing from Asia Pacific Accreditation and Certification Commission, APACC. So today with us, we are very honored to have the president of the APACC itself, Dr. Ramhari Lamichhane, who is now broadcasting live from Kathmandu, Nepal. How are you, sir, today?
Fine, I am fine. Thank you, Jindri sir.
Thank you so much for joining us for this APO talks today. Before we start the session, sir, maybe our viewers around the world would like to know more about you. Would you mind to say a few words, introduce yourself to us? Dr. Ramhari, please.
Okay, thank you, Mohammed Jindri sir, and thank you for the entire APO Secretariat, Japan. On behalf of Asia Pacific Accreditation and Certification Commission, I would like to thank APO Secretariat for giving this opportunity, and I would like to welcome all distinguished participants for these programs who are watching around the globe. I am Ramhari Lamichhane. Currently, I am working as a president for the APACC, Asia Pacific Accreditation and Certification Commission. We do accreditation and certification of the Tibet institutions, basically in the Asia Pacific regions. So we are working since 2007 for this accreditation and certifications. That's why APO, the Asia Productivity Organizations, is our partner organizations, and always we want to promote Asia, productivity works around the Asia with that organization. Thank you for giving this opportunity.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ramhari. Viewers, after this, Dr. Ramhari will share with us the experience from APACC on how they conduct the accreditation and certification to their member countries. Well, viewers, ladies and gentlemen, the accreditation and certification program is one of the also the activities from APO to raise the competency and the standards of the productivity expert practitioners in the member countries, as well as one of our initiatives to raise the competency of our strategic partner member countries, which is the NPO, or National Productivity Organization, for them to be able to certify the individual in the area of productivity. Well, viewers, today Dr. Ramhari, as he mentioned, that he will share with us on how these accreditation and certification programs experience from the APACC itself as the interregional governmental organization and have the member countries similar to APO on how they run this program and how these actually activities can live or elevate the competency, the quality, and also the productivity as well as the competitiveness of their affiliated organizations in the member countries. Well, Dr. Ramhari, I give the floor to you to start the presentation, sir. Share with all the viewers, and at the same time, sir, I would like to encourage our viewers to share their views, comment, or even questionnaires in the live chat. Mention your name and mention your where the country you're coming from. So I will say it during this live session if the times permit. Sir, please.
Thank you, sir. I'm going to present now. So once again, good morning and good afternoon, everyone. And thank you, APO Secretariat and Sir Jindri. So I'm going to present about the Asia Pacific Accreditation and Certification Commissions, how it implements its accreditation process and awarding, and how it will contribute to the productivity of the Tibet sector. and entire production sectors. So my presentations will cover introductions of APACC, Asia Pacific Accreditation and Certification Commission, competitiveness and productivity through APACC accreditations, and perception on APACC by our accredited institutions. Before I start to give the introduction about APACC, I want to talk about some regional issues, especially in technical education and vocational training sector, because we are working in that sector closely. Like Tibet system, the major challenge issues in the region, Asia Pacific region, Tibet system is not fully geared to provide emerging market-based Tibet program. Still, we are in supply-driven approach. And competencies and qualifications of teachers, instructor varies countries to countries. That is the situations we are facing. So there are different standard and different recruitment process and minimum requirement or qualifications for same instructor in one country, and if we go to another country, the selection criteria is different. Like some countries have already started, to be a Tibet instructor, they must have industry experiences, but many countries doesn't have that. Similarly, standardizations of Tibet courses. So the different countries had different standardized for the same occupations. That is the another issues. Similarly, the coordination between training institutions and the industries. So linkage between industries and institutions is not strong. It is still poor, and because of that, real competencies are not transferred to the students or graduates. So uh, because of this poor coordination is still mismatch between demand and supply, means between industry and the training providers. Similarly, integration of employability competencies like competency related to entrepreneurship, 21st century skills, group dynamics, problem solving, ICT and digital technologies, which is very important, and communications things and leadership skills. This type of competencies are still missing in the many curricula in different countries. So these are the common issues Tibet sector is facing in the Asia Pacific region. If you see this figure, figure like labor mobility trends and regional integrations things, uh, when we talk about the potential surplus of working age populations, it is by 2020 and the running year. By running year, if you see the yellow circle, and those countries, they have a minus, means they need more workforce from other country, and the green circle country like Malaysia, Indonesia, India, Thailand, Philippines, Brazil, Mexico, and most like Pakistan, Bangladesh, even Nepal, we have surplus workforce. Means from green part to yellow part, automatically migrations will happen for these as a skilled worker. That's why the country like developed country, Europe, USA, Japan, Australia, and they are seeking export, or let's say skilled worker from other country. That because of this, within the Asia Pacific region and entire globe, the accreditation and certifications for Tibet institutions and Tibet programs is very vital to manage in global competitiveness. Then only the recipient country will be happy if the accreditation and certification system of Tibet is very strong and internationally recognized from the supplying country. So this is the pictures. Because of that also the accreditation and certification is very important. So regarding the inception of APACC, the APACC established the initial, initial meeting happened in the 2004 in Seoul, Korea. That's why it is called Seoul Declaration. And after 1 year, the Manila, we call Manila resolutions. It happened, regional workshop on regional accreditation modeling and accrediting the accreditators. In 2007, again in Cheonyeon, Korea, the affirmation of commitment by the member countries regarding the establishment of the APACC happened. And then formally in June 2007, the Asia Pacific Accreditations and Certification Commission established. Quality Assurance Mechanism for Tibet APACC framework. APACC is an internationally recognized sign of quality. That's why in Tibet institutions, only for Tibet institutions, APACC is the only one organization in the entire world accrediting the Tibet institutions. So that's why it is a sign of internationally recognized quality. So if we talk about the characteristics of APACC, it is an voluntary task from both sides. If the institutions wanted to have accreditations from APACC, then APACC will come there. So it is not mandatory, but some countries nowadays, like in Philippines, Malaysia, Thailand, the government is making a kind of mandatory to have APACC accreditations for the international recognition, because ASEAN countries now they are making ASEAN qualification framework for the Tibet programs. That's why they are considering this APACC accreditation is the best tool, one of the best tools to for the recognitions of program between the countries. So this is a voluntary task, not mandatory. And APACC accreditation is based on criteria. I'll discuss on that. And it is a partnership endeavor between APACC and the applying institution. So we believe on partnership. So both APACC and the applying institutions has to come together to do some activities, and it is a transparency process. When we go to the APACC accreditation, it is a very transparent, and we will give clear pictures during the on-site visit and through the document as well. And it will give a value added. It is a value added dimensions in the Tibet. So if the institution is accredited by APACC, means it is a value added in quality, ensure quality to the other stakeholders. And similarly, it is aimed to continual improvement. One of the aim of this APACC accreditation is for the continual improvement. So if we are we involved in the APACC accreditation process, so every institutions will be focused towards the continual improvement because of the APACC accreditation, like auditing things. And external evaluations through APACC accreditators. So APACC accreditation is considered as external evaluation of the institutions. So outsiders will come and evaluate by themselves and accreditates the Tibet institutions. So we accredited Tibet institution, not the program. So these are the basic characteristics of APACC. And regarding the benefits, I already mentioned, so regional mobility of workforce and qualifications. So now when we remember the previous figure, there is a not only regional mobility, there is a international mobility as well, global mobility. So nowadays the entire globe is a single village. So politically it has boundary, but competencies wise, skills workforce wise, for technology transfer wise, there is no boundary. That's why it will for the regional mobility and of the workforce and qualification, it will give the value add. And quality improvement drive, it is a quality improvement drive to strengthen the quality and competencies of the Tibet institutions and program. Regional network of quality assured institutions, the association is called AAA, APACC accredited associations of APACC accredited institutions. So now they are developing very good networking and relations, and they are conducting different exchange program, teacher exchange program, exposure visits between the accredited institutions. That is a very good part, like Malaysia, Thailand, Philippines, even in India. Now between the institutions, now they are developing very good relations. From Mongolia, they went to Thailand and they went to Malaysia and they learned a lot. And then in Mongolia also the APACC accreditation already started. So quality assured and employment ready graduates. So if the institutions is APACC accredited, means a kind of quality assurance will be there. So no need to worry about how will be the competencies of graduates. Similarly, employer and public confidence. If the institution is APACC accredited, like APO certified, ISO audit, APACC accreditation, it will give a kind of reference and confidence to the people, public and employer. So if the employer find that graduates, Tibet graduates from that APACC accredited institutions, means a kind of confidence and assurance will be there, and international recognition of quality, as I already mentioned. So these are the key benefits of the APACC accreditations. So far, number of accredited institutions as of November 2020, there are 59, total 59 institutions. Out of that, the country-wise, we have covered so far 7 countries: Bangladesh, India, Malaysia, Pakistan, Philippines, Thailand. And gold awarded institutions are 26. 9 are silver, 1 is bronze, and 23 is bronze. Bronze plus 1 and bronze is 23. This is the overall status so far. And if you see the according to the the research and based on the data during the from the report of APACC accredited institutions, there are 7 criteria. I will explain that. Among the 7 criteria, our benchmark is 80%. If the institutions got 80%, that is considered better. So, but in research, like criteria number 4, research and development and image and sustainability is criteria 5. Up to among that 59 institutions, in an average, these 2 criteria means in these 2 areas, the institutions are not doing well compared to remaining 5 criteria. So still Tibet institution has to invest, and they have to do lot of research work, market based research, labor market study, to ensure competencies which are looking from market. So research based programs should be there, and research based learning environment should be there. Similarly, image and sustainability of the Tibet part also is still weak compared to other criteria. This is the figures based on their performance. So now that is just quick introductions about that things. And quality is not act, it is a habit. According to Aristotle, quality is not act, it is a habit. That's why the APACC accreditations will boost institutions, Tibet institutions, to develop their habit to maintain quality. That's why I link with this quote of Aristotle. So when we talk about the education system, the National Education Policy, National Qualification Framework, and National Education Strategic Plan, always the Tibet institutions or any educational institutions, they have to follow these 3 documents. That is a very vital document. And based on that, inputs will be curriculum, textbook, teaching material, human resource, and other resources. And process-wise, like teaching pedagogy and evaluation and certification system. Output of the Tibet institutions will be graduates, and outcomes will be employment of the graduates, living standard of their family and by themselves, and social harmony. So because of the Tibet programs, if the very good Tibet programs support for the social harmony, means youth will not involve in the like drug addict things and conflict. Any unemployed youth will involve in the employment, means it will create social harmony and reduce the conflict in the society. And ultimately, it will contribute for gross domestic production, GDP of that country. So for each and every steps, like in input level, process level, output level, and outcome level, there should be monitoring and evaluation of educational programs. So why I brought this framework here, education system framework, because APACC accreditations will focus on this framework. Means how institutions are providing inputs, are they following the national education policy and national qualification framework, and do they have a strategic plan or not in the institutions, and how is their process, like teaching pedagogy, evaluation and certification, and how is the situation of graduates. So what is the graduates rate, and are they getting gainful employment or not, and how is the their impact outcomes of that program. So overall, this figure, the APACC accreditations will follow this framework. So these are some pictures when we conducted APACC accreditations. The first pictures from Mongolia, and this is from Malaysia also. These pictures from Malaysia, this from Philippines, and this from India. And This also from Malaysia. So these are the some, we conduct closing program also in opening program. During the APAC, we start with opening programs. Then whole 2 days we conduct on-site visits. Then it will end with the closing program by accreditators. So this is the systems like interviews and tour of facilities. So these are the things, the process do that. The association of APAC accredited, I already mentioned, like AAA. So the main goal of the AAA is to establish cooperation and strengthen regional ties among APAC accredited institutions by expanding cross-border education services. The specific objectives are to facilitate regional mobility through staff and student exchange, to expand learning opportunity, to increase sharing of learning resources, improve quality of the delivery of TVET programs, and strengthen operation of TVET institutions. Realize the full benefits. So basically, the APAC accredited AAA comes together, and every 2 years they conduct the meeting, and they plan for this December for the third APAC AAA meeting in India, Nachimuthu Polytechnic in the Tamil Nadu, southern India. But because of COVID, now it is going to be happen, online. So distance mode. So this will bring them together, and they will develop their network between the institutions, and they are conducting teacher exchange program, student exchange program, exposure visits, and they are sharing their documents by mails. So these are the very good initiative among the institutions. This also happened due to the APAC accreditations. So APAC's evaluation based on PDCA model. So APAC evaluations always based on PDCA, plan, do, check, act, PDCA cycle. Like plan means we APAC team, the external evaluator, the assessor will see quality policy. Do they have quality policy in the institutions or not? That is the major thing. And do they have a strategic plan, operational plan, human resource plan, image building plan, and financial plan? So accreditations start with the planning. So do they have plan or not? And based on plan, are they implementing or not? That is a do part. And regarding the check part, so based when they do implement, then will they do they have supervision and monitoring system? Like I mentioned in the previous slide, that overall education system. So are they following that systemic approach, and are they following that framework? And program evaluations, how they are conducting program evaluation, and treasury study. After completion of the program, the institutions are doing their continuous treasury study. Treasury study is in system or not. Every year they have to do treasury study for different batch. So, and that will give lot of feedbacks and suggestions to improve their quality and their program. And at the end, the supervision and monitoring report, treasury study report, program evaluations report, then they have to develop new standard, baseline, feedback management, and recommend for change based on learning. So for next round of planning, this document will give the feedback. That's why APACC believes on a PDCA model, and our whole entire evaluation system is based on PDCA model. So these are the recently we conducted one research among the APACC accredited institutions, and regarding their competitiveness and productivity, how it has impacted to the institution. So these are the basic findings from the research, like because of the APACC include quality management system as an integral part of the institution management. So because of the APACC, now institutions are following quality management system, QMS, in their institutions. So all institutions are following this, like in Polisias Malaysia, IRPCT Thailand, PCT Mongolia is accredited by ISO as well. So now they have accredited by ISO also. All institutions are accredited by their local accredited. So because they are now focusing in quality management system. And second is maximize use of land area. So many institutions are maximizing their physical facilities. Means during our evaluation, we normally we evaluate efficiency and effectiveness of institution. That's why now they are optimizing their facilities. These are some examples. And determine the niche area of the community and capitalize on it. So now the institutions able to identify their niche area, and same time they are identifying the niche area of the community, and the institutions are supporting. For example, KKTM Kuntan Malaysia used manufacturing as their niche area. The state of Pang and Kuntan city is known as the industrial and manufacturing hub of. So because of that, now they are focusing manufacturing trade in their institutions. Similarly, QNAS Philippines excelled in agriculture because it is the niche area of the province. Means there are more agriculture things. So be innovative. So and APACC brought them towards innovations and creativity. Similarly, utilize high technological pedagogical tools, because now institutions, because of the APACC accreditation, now they are changing their labs, facilities, learning environment, and coming to the more technological pedagogical tool and blended approach already. Sorry. So similarly, train students based on actual industry setting. So now their industry institution partnership, because one of the criteria is very strong, evaluation criteria there. That's why train student based on actual industry settings. So like IRPCT Thailand involves their partner industries to train their students with the updated international benchmark. Infuse lifelong learning, like they are now introducing lifelong learning and entrepreneurship, ethical things, prayer things, self-reliance, entrepreneurship. These are the strong component they are integrating in curricula. Adequately train human resources and provide appropriate compensation. So now institutions are considering human resources the great assets to bring quality in the institutions, and they are focusing on that. Similarly, establish practical partnership with industry, produce competent workforce as per market demand, as well as encourage innovation. So now they are doing very good partnership. Like in Malaysia, in every polytechnics, there is at least one workshop established by industry partner. That is a very good example. And invest in international and national linkages and partnerships. So now, like IRPCT Thailand has substantial linkage with Myanmar, Laos, Cambodia, and Vietnam to bring, and they are providing scholarship to the students of those countries as well. And Polishas has linkages with Indonesian and Thai Institute as a benchmark institute. And be responsive to the needs of the community. So and they are trying to respond the need of the community. Similarly, create strong linkage with alumni. So alumni also coming to the institutions, and they are supporting to the institutional development. Strengthen gender equality and development system. So not only that, because of the APACC accreditation, now they are focusing towards gender equality and development system, and shift towards greening Tibet and production of graduates with green skills. So sustainable Tibet, for the sustainable development, to achieve sustainable development goal, now APACC is promoting greening Tibet through CPSC also. That's why institutions are gradually shifting to the greening Tibet concept. That is another, competitiveness and productive kind of, benefits, productivity things. APACC accreditation helps improve aspect of institution through provision of sound recommendation and continuous monitoring. So continuous monitoring, and they have to respond the recommendation given by APACC expert team, and they are improving, always. That's why this is a quality drive, continuous quality drive. So these are the impact happen in the institutions, and it has contributed for the competitiveness of the institution, not only within the country, within the regions and entire globe, and it has directly, indirectly contributed to the productivity of the country, like industrial productivity, agriculture productivity, service sector productivity. If we produce competent and quality graduates, definitely, directly it will contribute, and the ultimate result comes from the productivity side of the industry. So, we will be benefit by APACC accreditations. Tibet institution, definitely. The Tibet institution will consider as very good institution and quality Tibet institution, and image and sustainability part of that institution's boost up. Students and trainees will get benefit from the quality programs. Similarly, parents who are investing for their children, they will get better Tibet programs and they will get better life. Similarly, employers, industry people who are providing job, if they get quality workforce from the Tibet institution, definitely employers are getting better. Ultimately, for the country. So these are the things they are. These are the sectors, or let's say stakeholders. They are getting directly benefit. Indirect benefit goes to every sectors of the productions, service, everywhere, because through the Tibet. That's why Tibet is the cross-cutting element to bring productivity and competitiveness in the globe. So could you please play the video?
APACC accreditation is an internationally recognized sign of quality. It evaluates institutions based on the following 7 criteria. Governance and management.
APACC accreditation increases the reputation of Polytechnic Ibrahim Sultan, or PIS, as a distinctive quality of education provider among Tibetan institutions in Asia and Pacific region. It can be shown by the number of enrolled students and the rate of graduates' employability that have increased at 20% and 36% respectively, as compared from the first accreditation to the second accreditation.
Teaching and learning.
APACC helps us focus on the 21st century skills such as collaboration, communications, creativity, and also critical thinking.
Human resources measures adequacy of faculty members and staff qualifications, experiences, and development.
төр засаг яам холбооны ажиллаж баяр ажилтан холбооны мөнгөөр ирэх Германаас Австрид Малайз улсад бол мэрэгжил дэвшлүүлэх сургалтанд хамрагдсан байна. За багш ажилтан сургууль шалгаруулахдаа төгсөгч болон ажил олгогчдын бүх хэмжээг нэмэгдүүлэх анхаарал ажиллаж тэр хүмүүсийн оролцооны хэмжээг бол 2 дахин нэмэгдсэн байна.
Research and development.
APACC certification that was awarded to us in 2015 helped us to gain the trust we needed from the private companies, and that they will have confidence for us to conduct research in manufacturing custom machines for their products.
Image and sustainability. Provision of expertise through community services, consultancy and income generation, and linkages and networking.
Because APACC is an international institution accreditation, it has to help prepare us from other international accreditation.
It boosts the reputation of KKTM Kuantan and pave the way for continuous improvement for KKTM Kuantan for the benefit of stakeholders.
Other resources measures the adequacy of financial resources, physical facilities, library, and information technology.
These recognitions help us to become more aware and responsive to any issues related to the facilities and resources.
Support to students required for holistic student development.
That is increase of almost 10% of our graduate employability from 2015 to 2016. Prove that APACC exercise help us to identify the best strategies in promoting our graduates.
Okay, so at last, uh, okay, thank you for watching video. And this is my concluding slide. Like ensure accreditation ensure the QMS quality management system of the institutions or organizations. Quality management system always keep leadership and team committed to achieve goals. And institutional management focuses on productivity, efficiency, and effectiveness of the institutions. Ultimately, higher the output and outcomes with global competitiveness. And ultimately, these accreditations can make high output and outcomes for the global competitiveness. Thank you very much. With this concluding it, I would like to thank you for your attentions. And if you have any questions, please put your questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ramhari, for the very insightful presentation on how the APACC itself developed the accreditation programs, the standard, the criteria on how the APACs also contribute to the competitiveness, the productivity of the TWET institution. What should I say? Is affiliated organization in member countries. What actually that APO is now is trying to emulate this kind of activities for our national productivity organizations, for them also to raise the standards, to be recognized in the national level, currently, hopefully in the future, in the international level among the member countries, to produce or certify the productivity specialists or productivity experts. So thank you very much, Dr. Ramhari. We have received numbers of questions from our live viewers. Thank you very much for the contribution. But before that, maybe I would like to start this second part of the session, which is would like to get more insight from you, your views, your thoughts. So let me start maybe my own question from your presentations, a very good presentation, so thank you very much. So first I would like to know, because in the beginning you mentioned about the employability competencies, which is like the lack of coordination between the industries and this institution. So could you tell us how this accreditation can play a significant role in closing the gap between the industry and the training provider or these institutions?
Okay, thank you very much. Because during the accreditation process, one of criteria and sub-criteria, how they are partnering with the industries, especially from the pre-training stage to post-training stage, like how they are developing their courses. Is that course is based on research or not? And are they involving industry partners to develop curriculum? Because competencies, what we have to teach in the TVET institutions, that competencies is the requirement of industry or not? What are the competencies industries are looking? And what is the curriculum development process? Are they involving industries or not? And during the training, is there industry exposure, like apprenticeship model, dual training type, or on-the-job training, or like a industry-based experience? And are they sending their teachers to industry for the occupational skill upgradation things? And are they inviting as a guest lecturer from industry people? So that type of things we consider during the industry. And like a real practice, industry-based practical, I already mentioned, like in Malaysia, in most of the polytechnic, they have industries own labs and workshops in the polytechnics. Means when the students involved in the practical sessions and they graduate, after when they complete their course and go to the industry, means the environment will be similar for them, like workshop environment. They will be already known about the equipment, machinery, so they will not afraid when they will enter into the industry. So and post training, how they are developing MOU, memorandum of understanding, memorandum of act, to implement each and every activities with industry. So during our evaluation process, we will see that. That's why it will ensure and it will aware institutions to do more linkages with industries. Hope I able to answer your questions.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ramhari. So I can see the connection between the institution as well as the stakeholders or in the industry. Okay, let me get the questions from our live viewers. I'd start with this with our viewers from Indonesia with the name of Sri Bintang. So the questions is the government institution need accreditation from AB or accreditation body, because the government institution itself is working based on their own regulation. So what the role of accreditation here, because they have already their own regulation, they have to follow in their own country, but the role of international accreditation here. So could you share your views, sir?
Thank you very good. Because the accreditation done by government regulatory body is the mandatory thing, and that is for the national standard. Like from Indonesia, now Indonesia is the strong member of the ASEAN country. So if you have to apply ASEAN qualification framework, because now there is already ASEAN qualification referencing framework and they are working on it. So within the ASEAN countries, if our graduates go to work, let's say Indonesian graduate can go to work Malaysia or Thailand or other country or Japan or wherever, means they need some kind of international recognition to ensure that institutions are producing quality workforce. And not only ASEAN country, the Indonesian graduates and the graduates from any country can go to other country. Like I already shown the graph for the global mobility of skilled workforce from one. So that's why international accreditations will give a kinds of assurance for the recipient country and within the regions and internationally recognized. That is like a kind of referencing things. So for the referencing of the quality, international accreditation plays vital role. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ramhari. So I understand that the importance of international recognition here for this graduate to mobilize themselves in the regional area. So I would like to share with you another question from our viewers, which is from Pakistan. Mr. Saifur Rahman. Assalamualaikum, Mr. Saifur Rahman. So his question is, there are two things here. When are you saying about accreditation in TVET, is it related to ISO 17024, which is the, I think the standard for personal certification? That's the first question. Is the accreditation in TVET, is it related to 17024 ISO? And what do you mean by tracer study?
Okay, thank you. Actually, ISO standard and APACC standard is different, because ISO also ensure quality management things, but APACC accreditations is the APACC standard, not ISO standard. But APACC also, I already mentioned, we believe on PDCA cycle, Plan, Do, Check, Act for the quality management system, and we have 7 criteria. And APACC accreditation for the institutional quality management system accreditation, not the program accreditation. That's why if the institutions have a good quality management system, definitely if the main system is very good, very properly run, remaining subsystem will run very well. That's why APACC ISO standard is not same, but both standard believes on quality management system. And regarding second questions about the second questions is related with treasury study. Treasury study means the research carried out after the graduation of the students. Like if we complete one batch of students of the diploma, let's say diploma enrollee batch of 2017 will graduate in the 2020. After their graduations, maybe after 6 months or 1 year, it depends upon the policy. We conduct treasury study, means status, their employment status, where are they working, how is their situations, out of 100, how many are working as a self-entrepreneur, how many are working in the wage employment, so how many of them are in the other sectors, like if somebody trained in mechanics, if they are working in agriculture field, means that is not the success of the program. So post programs employment assessment is called treasury study. That's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ramhari. Okay. Okay, I hope that you will be patient. There'll be many more questions from the viewers today. So I will share this one question from Singapore, Mr. Calvin Chan. So he asks about, is there any common standard for level of competency for graduates of TVET institutes? I share you first the first question. Is there any common standard? And the second one, is there any reciprocating recognition of graduate from institute in another country? So there are two questions from Kelvin Chan from Singapore. If you
Thank
can share
you.
your
I
views.
think there is an I think there is no standard. That's why we are trying. The institution can follow the APACC standard, but because of the context of different countries have different countries, so we cannot copy paste. Like a standard of Singapore cannot copy paste into Myanmar or other country, but at least they have to follow the similar standard and the quality management standards of the competencies of graduates. But in TVET sectors, because of the industry and technology, the core skills like core competencies related to technology is the same, but it depends, it varies upon the status of the country. Like Singapore standard and the Pakistan standard or Nepal standards, it varies. So in quality, we have to consider the context of, because quality cannot copy paste. That's why, in my knowledge, there is no common standard so far. And regarding his second question, is there reciprocating thing? So definitely the graduates from an institute to other, definitely there are some countries, they have already started credit transfer. So not they are giving same certificate, but now institutions are starting to, like, if some graduates studied diploma in IT technology in one country for first year, maybe they can give credit transfer and they can enroll in second year or third year, like that. But still there is no that certification system yet. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ramhari, for your insights. This is a very interesting question we received from our viewers from Malaysia, Mr. Malo. Thank you for the question, Mr. Malo. When you mentioned in the earlier of the presentation that this kind of initiative started back in 2007 with the declarations from the member countries to have this common standard. So how the accreditation standard criteria developed? So in the initial stage, when the APACC members, the member countries, when they decided on this kind of standard, do you involve all those participating countries or just developed by the Secretariat or APACC Secretariat itself?
Yeah, thank you very much. So thank you, Malak, for very great questions. I think I recognized him. And during that time, in the initial stage, they invited industry partner, industry from, and all the member country of the CPS, all 20. I think that time there was 26 members. They sat together. They invited TVET expert. They invited industry people like Toyota, and they developed. And gradually, I think every 2 years we are reviewing the criteria, and we are changing. Like, for example, now we have put some criteria related to greening TVET, a sustainable TVET part, and previously it was not related to employment, but now we have added employment. So criteria development part is a dynamic process. In the beginning, all the stakeholders, industries and member countries were involved. Even in our revision part also, we are inviting the accredited institutions, some industries, because we cannot invite all, but in the like a sample basis and representative way we are doing, like TVET expert, industry expert, member countries, accredited institutions, and subject matter expert. So based on that, we are revising. So this is a dynamic process. If you have very valuable suggestions to include some criteria or sub criteria, APACC is always welcome those initiatives. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I think related to that question, this is very interesting also. How the APACC review the standard? Is there any particular period that you have to review the standard, or it will be static?
Yeah, every 2 years we are reviewing, like we completed last year. So after that, we collect feedback from accredited institute, feedback from accreditator, the export aggregator, and we send some questionnaire to the industry and like what type of competencies, like soft skills are they looking, like ICT things, and institutional management, like Tibet institutions and industries partnership give some insight about the quality management aspect of the Tibet institution. So we collect for 2 years and then we sit together and review it and revise it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So we understand that every 2 years, APACC will review the standards, the criteria for accreditation. I have another questions before we end the session today. So maybe I would like to know, because APO is intergovernmental organizations as well as the APACC. So I would like to know your advice to us. How to is this accreditation is important? How important it is for the intergovernmental organization to set the standard within these member countries? So maybe you could advise APO, us as we are still in the process of developing the criteria. It's right in the process of implementing this everything. Based on your experience, sir, what is your advice?
Yeah, thank you, Henry sir. That is a very good question, and because APACC accreditation and certifications, the ultimate goal is to strengthen quality and the quality of the institutions, quality of the graduates, and performance of the institution to produce competent workforce. So when that workforce goes to industry, they are directly involved to bring productivity. That's why APO can develop with coordinations with the APACC. APO is standard, like for the member countries, the standard criteria to maintain Tibet graduates standards with the basis of this APACC accreditation. So we can work closely, and APO can develop that sector's criteria as well, not only with the industry and particular sector of the industry, because the Tibet institutions also are industry, service industry, which directly, indirectly contribute to all other industries through the competent workforce. So that is a brilliant idea, and APACC is always ready to work with APO to develop such a standard. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ramhari, for your answer. Can we have one more questions from the viewers, Dr. Ramhari? We received a question from, I guess this is from India, maybe Baraha Diswaran. So he would like to know the link between individual students' productivity and institutional productivity. Maybe you can give your view based on your experience, Dr. Ramhari.
Thank you, Professor Bragadiswaram. He is a great legend of the Tibet sectors and professor of South India, Tamil Nadu. He is from Chennai. I know him personally. He is a very great professor, and he involved a lot of time. And I think very good question, sir. This is a relationship like father and children, parents and children. So institutions' productivity is a parent's productivity, and students' productivity is the children productivity. If the institution productivity is high, means definitely the family members, students' productivity will be high. Like if the institutions is quality institutions, and they are doing very good quality management system and producing a competent workforce, means that workforce will definitely give high productivity. So it is a relationship between parents and children, like institutions and students. They are the part of the body, like a blood and organ. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your interesting answer between father and son and children, and you're talking about institutional and student productivity. Thank you very much. let me get another. I think it's very interesting also to have the many people are now queuing and giving the views and comment in the live chat. We have this question from Mr. Joselito Bernardo from the Philippines. So he would like to know what is the average duration of the accreditation process by APACC, and if you don't mind to share, is how much is the cost?
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. Average duration, like if the institutions think to do accreditation in their mind, and normally it will take 6 to 9 months when they submit the first applications. Based after that application, so you can visit our website and the whole flow chart is there. When they submit the application, then APACC Secretariat will review it, then we'll send back for the SSR self-study report, and when they have to submit, so it will take 6 months to 1 year to complete. But real on-site accreditation will take place 3 days in the institutions in the field. First time, because of COVID, we conducted one online accreditation for one of the institution in Malaysia recently, but our accreditations take place in face-to-face, physical. So 6 to 1 year for the whole process. But if the institution is smart, even within 3 to 6 months we can complete it. And regarding the cost, you can visit our website. There are, but in total, I think for the entire things about $2,000 per institutions for 4 years.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ramhari, for your answer. Okay, I think now we also would like to for you to get some opinions and views with the current situation, with the pandemic, and also people are talking about the future of work that may impact us. So what, talking about the mega trend, for instance, the mega trends that reshape the future of work, in addition with the current pandemic, they may change our work style, our business style with the new normal. So what is the strategy by APACC if you focus, if you look at your current criteria or standard, is there any plan to revise to match with this current situation?
Yeah, we thank you for that, and this is a very genuine questions based on the present context. Even already in our criteria like technology transfer and blended learning environment, how is their pedagogy and learning environment? If they have brought innovations and creativity in learning, definitely they will get higher score. Even though considering this, we have to review again in that part, and because now the Tibet is going towards a blended approach, not only like face-to-face, blended approach and technology-based, artificial intelligence, so digital technologies. So we have to not only student to impart such skills, we need competent teachers. That's why are there competent teachers in that technology, the new technology in new normal situation. So competent part, competencies of the workshops, learning environment, the overall environment of the institution has to change, and they have to develop in the new nations. So that part already there, but we'll focus definitely. So we'll review it again. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ramhari. I believe that this is going to be the challenge for the APACC itself, the challenge for the not only APACC, but I think the other organization as well, to match with this new environment. So, Dr. Ramhari, I would like to thank you for your session today, for your insights, for your sharing with your presentation, as well as answering all these questions, comments from our viewers out there. So before we end the session today, Dr. Ramhari, I would like to invite you to maybe to give your final remarks, or to give your advice, to give your thoughts about this topic that what we have discussed today, sir.
I'd like to give thanks to APO Secretary. The productivity, I already mentioned the Tibet graduates brings productivity of the any industries, and any not only production industry, manufacturing industry, from service industry also, like tourism, hospitality. That's why we have to keep high productivity is in our mind. To achieve high productivity, we have to provide quality management service and we have to produce competent workforce to fulfill the demand of the industries. Without industries involvement and industries partnership in Tibet, that is a myth. And that will be a general education, not debate educations, not skills transfer things. So industries involvement, industries partnership, real practical things, and bringing innovations and creativity with the high soft skill part, like attitude part, entrepreneurship, to bring entrepreneurship and technopreneurship through Tibet. We need Tibet with industry based programs, and if we conduct these programs in that way, definitely our graduates will impact high productivity in all sectors. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ramhari. Thank you very much to all the viewers who are with us today with all these very important views, opinion, and also questionnaire. I know that we already end of this session, but if the viewers out there that you still have your need some more clarifications, explanation, you can also send your questionnaire through our email, and also you can still make a comment under this video in the YouTube. So again, on behalf of the APO Secretariat, sir, we would like to thank Dr. Ramhari Lamichhane, the President of APACC, for being with us today for this APO Productivity Talks, talking about accreditation, certification, and how it contributes to the productivity. We thank all the viewers. And we also would like to inform that the APO Productivity Talk will continue our broadcasts every Tuesday and Thursday. So hopefully you can subscribe our YouTube channel, you follow our social media, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn to know or to get updates from APO, what the activities, the initiative that we are having at the moment. So again, thank you very much to everyone who joining us today. Then we wish you all the best, and please take care and also stay safe during this current pandemic season. So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much, Dr. Ramhari. Please take care of yourself and hope to see you soon. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Bye. Namaste. Namaste. Bye. Thank you, Jandri, for great opportunity. Thank you, all the viewers and listeners, for your valuable time. On behalf of APO and APACC, we would like to thank. Thank you. Namaste. Bye.